Took the 1 minute. Nice. Um, Dream scenario right now is pullback. Honestly, I'm a little nervous about wanting to long today because of how this is a protected high here. I do like how we came down and we swept out some sell side and then had a bullish reaction here. You can see very clearly the manipulation leg followed by the SMR here. And so I think it makes sense to continue to see this 4 minute gap hold and maybe get a long from here. And then if this breaks, obviously longs from the left are valid because this 15-minute gap has continued to hold. And then if we break this 15-minute gap, I will be bearish to the lows down here. So whichever ends up happening, hold the 4 minute, or we take the 15 minute. That would be ideal. Ultimately, the goal would be to see, obviously price run the highs again. If we're looking at ES here, Marwin brings up a good point of the relative equal highs that we left from overnight. So if we were to long, that would kind of be the liquidity we'd be looking at. I think I forgot to change the stream permissions, so give me a sec. Just the okay. Might need a restart stream. Yeah, need a restart stream. All right. Sec. There we go. What up, Trade Boy? I mean, yeah, like for in the scenario from this morning, order flow already switched down here. When we get the SMR, that's when order flow switches. Does it matter the time frame? Uh, 1 minute and higher. And then yeah, obviously how clean the SMR is, obviously momentum. This is where subjectivity and screen time kind of come into play more so. If I'm seeing price V shape up like this, I'm gonna assume order flow is switched. When I see a reaction off of the last gap in the leg like that, I'm gonna assume we're bullish. Did I take anything today? Yeah, I took this 3 minute. What would I do there? So because we've already established order flow is bullish, um, I would simply just enter the 3. Even if the 5... Actually, I don't know. It really depends. If the 5 minute was like very close to closing, like time-wise, I would probably wait for the 5. If it was going to take another 3 minutes and we were in the macro and we had all the other conditions and we had a good draw on liquidity, I would probably just take the 3. So because we're kind of violating this 4 minute with a lot of speed and momentum here, price isn't signaling any willingness to reverse. We don't really get a soup reaction at this low. We're going to go for lunch lows here. And then I think we should be able to get a nice long setup. We don't see a soup reaction at lunch lows. We're probably going to see price inverse this 15, and then I will expect price to head lower, this low, or maybe even ultimately AM lows. Definitely reversal here given the SMT that we have with ES. And this is kind of a lot of momentum. Yeah, we had an inception gap there for the long. This 1 minute long was good. Maybe it was a break even. Inception gap is the gap created on the leg that inverses the fair value gap. So if you look here, as price inverses this 3 minute fair value gap from this morning, we create a fair value gap here at 948, right? Bullish gap here. And so this is your inception gap. And so whenever you get one of these, you want to include it in your stop loss for whenever you're entering a trade. So instead of the typical stop loss for this 3 minute long being like, let's say here for 45 points, you would actually include that for like 70. Okay. And then you would target the highs for 70 points for 1 hour. I only took this with one contract. No, I took this with two. Held the full position. Um, Murmar, when you get to a point with your funds where you're willing to take on the risk that a prop firm alleviates monetarily, so whatever that point is for you, that would be essentially when you would switch. Because the risk that a prop firm takes on, whether it's sim or their actual live funds, is the cost of like them doing business, and then the cost of you doing business is obviously the learning curve. It's obviously the rules that you have to abide by, whatever else. What do you mean? What word? The risk that the firm takes on? You use some English word. Okay, I'll repeat what everything that I just said. Basically, the prop firm takes on the risk for you, right? Monetarily, money wise, financially, right? And so, whenever the cost that the prop firm basically, you know, has for doing business for you, meaning, the learning curve that it is for learning all the rules of the prop firm, paying the funding fees, uh, having to deal with their rules, etc. Whenever that cost outweighs the benefit of the prop firm taking on the financial risk of the trades that you take, that's when you should switch to live. If you find that that cost, the 10%, the rules, whatever, outweighs, you just taking on the risk yourself, that's when you should switch to live. Yeah, we talked about how, like, depending on where you enter, um, can kind of change. Oh, okay. So basically, this is it, Murmar. Say to you, prop firms. How can I say this in a way that, like, What language do you speak? Let's just Google Translate this. I'm not gonna take longs until we hit lunch lows, by the way, guys. Russian, German. Okay, we'll do German. Oh, oops. English to German is what I meant to say. Whenever the benefit of the prop firm, what did I say, is exceeded by the cost of learning the new prop firm rule, the 10% cut they take, and the hindrance of following those rules, that's when you should switch to live. Okay. Does this make sense? Now do it in Italian? Okay. For me, I haven't found that to be the case yet. I still think you gain more from having the prop firm take on the financial risk and you paying 10% of your profits and following the rules and all that. I think that using a prop firm is more worthwhile because you literally have none of your money on the table other than the initial funding fee. Lower time frame order flow goes neutral, higher time frame order flow remains bullish. Lower time frame order flow switches there, and we go neutral at the next high. Momentum tells you a lot about price, though. Overall structure is telling you a lot about order flow here. Order flow isn't just okay, we go neutral at the next high, and then we won't know for certain until this high breaks. Like, yes, that's like the most simplistic way to look at order flow. It also has to do with structure. It has to do with reactions to liquidity. It has to do with, you know, um, I guess time, right? You look at like the 10 a.m. reversal time. So looking at order flow in this simplistic view of like, okay, you know, we're neutral right now is like a bad way to look at it because I wouldn't say that order flow here with this much momentum is neutral. In my mind, I'm going, okay, this is a very bullish reaction off the low here, getting swept inside the gap. Okay, we're reversing, as the macro time starts to come about. So that's kind of like where like experience and screen time come in, and that's where like I continue to talk about this threshold, right? What's the scenario you're looking at? I'm looking for a sweep of lunch lows and then a long because I believe that this lunch low sweep lines up nicely with 50%, and then we have nice little targets on ES for liquidity. But like you're right on the 5 minute here. I mean, if every time frame hasn't inversed, like we look at the 1 and the 2 minute here, we can't be certain that price is bullish to the high. We can just have like a very strong hunch. right? So if this play loses, the reason why is because the 2 minute holds, right? Like that's the reason for it failing. But that doesn't make this like a bad play. It just means, oh, okay, you know, we didn't wait for every time frame. But whenever you're in higher probability conditions, meaning price action's good, good momentum, you have the model, you have good draws and liquidity, you don't need to wait for the highest probability setup to form because your conditions and structure already dictate that, okay, this is going to be a good play. This will probably work. Kind of going back to bias momentum time model. Again, bias momentum time model, you know, you could really throw in like structure here before model, right? And that would kind of, you know, be something of importance to include as well. Price, you could say, rather than structure, right? Tomorrow's a no trade day. Do what you got to do on OPEX and quad witching. I don't know what I'll be doing. I might trade the AM session. I don't know yet. OPEX almost screwed you to tears last time, so you're out. Okay, for sure. But no stream. Yeah, no. PM stream is off for tomorrow. So what I would be looking for here is for price to come down and we get like a nice volatile 1 minute that runs the low. Maybe at the same time we tap 50 and then we get a nice little V shape back up and we're able to target unfilled 15-minute gaps here and then ultimately the highs on ES. Can I mark 50? Sure. You took the CE of the 4-hour rejection wick this morning. It was lined up the 15-minute yard. Check it out. Hour rejection wick. Huh? Here, like, what are we talking about? This one? What price level am I looking at? This is the 4-hour. In a screenshot. Okay. You explain why you wouldn't start your fib from lower than this low? Yeah, so if we look at the 15-minute here, this is the current dealing range that we're in. And in order for us to break out of this dealing range, we need to inverse this 15-minute for value gap. And so I'm thinking, okay, as long as price is respecting this 15-minute, that will contain us within this range. And so this is where 50 matters for the moment. If we were to break out of this range, then I would start to look at like 50%, maybe on the 4-hour here, right? Another thing that makes me look at 50 here is the fact that we have a obvious low that kind of lines up with 50. And so whenever there's like liquidity or a inefficiency that lines up with 50%, that's usually where I'm looking price retrace to, because 50% itself isn't a draw. It's the draws around 50% that actually make 50 important. Something that would see get hit. And then yeah, obviously it's a new leg. Okay, I see. I have literally zero idea. Um, I don't think I've ever taken a play like that, but sure, cool. I mean, I like, us tapping into that last 15-minute jar in the leg, and I think taking it there makes sense because we have the SMT where we've already ran London and Asia low. But yeah, I've never taken something like that. I would just wait for the IFG myself, but it looks cool. I've just, like I said, never backtested something like that. Have you been backtesting that strategy, or did you just take it because you like had the vibe? You've been backtesting it? Oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, if you have a good win rate with that and it's proving itself to be a profitable setup, keep taking it. It's hard for me to have any thoughts on setups outside of the IFG model simply because I don't know the backtesting the models that you guys talk about. But yeah, I do have backtesting software now. So if price gets choppy, which like right now it's not, so that's why I'm keeping it on the chart. But if it is, we'll use TradeZella. I've never used them before. Um, so it'll be a little bit of a learning curve for me. But it seems like about the same as FX Replay. It's kind of consensus that TradeZella is better than FX Replay, right? Their dark mode is nice. Oh, true. Yeah, switch that. Where are we looking at? Mentor mode. What is mentor mode? Oh, we're gonna have to look into that. You need the premium play. I know, I know. I'll have to upgrade it at some point. I was just trying to try it out, see what's up with it. Funny bombable. We got the macro here. Have to wait. It's better than FX Replay. No idea yet. I haven't tried it. I think what was most appealing was that it was like journaling software, backtesting software, all in one. I thought that was cool. And it's like the same price. So like why wouldn't you do that? The price is $30. There's like a discount by the yearly option. Or there's like it's more if you get the premium plan. So no SMT at the low here. I would really prefer to see a sweep. I'm trying to take a. The only thing we did an inverse here was a 30-second gap. If we AMD here, that would be good. Be okay with us continuing for a bit here. No, I just went over the 3 minute. I didn't go over anything else. I said that this play looked good, but it was a break even trade. This long after sweeping the low here. Um, this 1 minute short isn't bad either. If we're being honest. Break even here. The one at 1033, shorting at all time highs. And then yeah, I mean, you take this 30-second, you're probably gonna get break even, but this 30-second isn't horrible with the momentum candle coming off of assuming 15-minute gap here. Yeah. Not bad. A reaction. Yeah, the 1 minute short here is just because it's a three candle V shape with a good break even. And in hindsight, it worked, but I wouldn't short all time high, except for that one time we did last. Maybe just chill out on the time frame switching. Sure. Okay, I see. Yeah, digital nomad exactly. Okay, so this is perfect. This short was, if you had conviction that. But this is exactly what I want to see because now look, we'll have AMD here for the 2 minute long or 3 minute. Oh, 2 minute is. Yeah, 2 minute long. I wish we would have left equal highs here. That would have been, but it's okay. We'll have a 50 target. The highest probability setup will be if we hit 50. I still think this is a decent setup if we soup lunch lows. If we close through it, I'll probably be married to 50, and then I'd like us to get a good reaction. Bruh, we can we not? Like this is what I wanted. But now we're closing the 2 minute. All right, here's 2 o'clock. Hourly inverse. So I'm not sure what hourly we're talking about. Gotta be patient here. Yeah. The inception gap. Oh, somebody right now what that was. Inception gap they're holding. Oh, all good. Would I marry 50 here? I only said I would marry 50 if we closed through this 5 or 50. If we V-shape off of souping the low, then no. Can I go over the trade I took today? Yeah, it was just a 3-minute long geared. All right, TD, sounds good. Oh man. Well, we're getting our setup, I guess. The 3-minute long. No, Bomble. The 3-minute time frame didn't fail because of the inception gap. This bullish for belly gap here holding makes the trade valid. Yeah. Yeah, I broke down what an inception gap is at the beginning of the stream if you want to take a look back at the recording after this. Didn't we close below the 3-minute? Yeah, the IFEG we closed through, but the for value gap that's this one, the bullish for value gap holds. Your inception gap. This right here. 948. So you have to include this in your stop loss. So when you're sizing this trade, am I in this long? No. You have triple equal lows below. Didn't meet my condition. I'm just waiting. I'm just being patient. Oh yeah, no. Dodgy will do that, Josh. I don't do that. We scale it 1 on. Is this what you do every time for the 3 minute in this example if it forms? Yeah, if there's an inception gap, I'll include the stop every time. Would I short this? No. Lunch low protected? Maybe. Fair point. He didn't come out and sweep the high here, so yeah, it could be protected. Why we didn't come down and hit it. I still wouldn't take this long. How close we got to them. We've inversed everything else. Yeah, no, sledge. I would always use it. All right. Well, while we're waiting for a pullback here, get this out of the way. Two-minute short. Are we coming off 50? Yo, wait a sec. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. I mean, we don't short all-time highs, but my eval might. Is 1-to-1 to lunch lows? It is. It is if the 2 minute gets a good close here. 2 and 3 are going to close at the same time. Dude, I'm probably going to take this on eval. We're to check for OPEX. If you just look up like OPEX calendar and you click on this, the market watch ones, here's the calendar for all of it. Dude, this looks so good because of the equal lows. We just go break even at them, and then we just hold for. I mean, yeah, this is A plus, 100% A plus. No, close. 15 seconds. Okay, good. Aw, it closes so bad. It's not even 1-to-1. All right. I mean, I'm still gonna take it. I'm just gonna have to target for better RR here. We'll just target 1-to-1. 16.5. So this is an eval play, by the way, for clarity. Reason why is because the draw isn't good enough. But this is like so A plus textbook that I would feel stupid not taking this. Also, I think our target kind of lines up nicely with 50% of the overall range. Oh no, not quite. We you could try and hold for 50 here, but I'm just gonna try and get 1-to-1. Any suggestions for straight to funded prop firms in particular accounts? I like MFFU's core account where they have like the funded account reset for 200 bucks. I think that's a pretty good deal. It's way cheaper than the Top Step one, which is like 500. Um, and yeah, I mean, passing those accounts isn't too difficult, and it's cheaper than buying a straight to funded. So, would you go break even at equal lows or lunch lows? I feel like I would just go break even at the PM low. Can you please repeat that? Yeah, so the core MFFU account is like 70 bucks, okay? Let's say it takes you 2 times to pass that, so you're in for 140. And then if you fail that, you can reset the funded for 200. So all in, you get 2 funded accounts or 2 attempts at a funded account for $340, which is still $160 cheaper than the MFF or the Top Step reset, and still a lot cheaper than a lot of these other companies who do like $400 for a straight to funded. OPEX will always be on a Friday. OPEX will always be on a Friday, or quad witching, I should say. Options expirations, it depends on what day of the month, but those will usually be at the Friday. Options expire on the Saturday, right? The day before is the last day you can trade them, right? And then OPEX is whenever all of those dates align. So like today, we have, or tomorrow we'll have the quarterly contract expirations, um, for like volume, right? Like I think the NQZ contract will still trade until the end of the month, or maybe it'll be done. Will it be done tomorrow? Or yeah, I guess it'll be done tomorrow. That'll be it. When does NQZ 2025 expire? Or NQ, not NQZ. Yeah, it expires tomorrow. Well, the good news is the 3 and 2 minute will close here at the same time, so we'll know for certain that the trade. Reliable is locked in. I'm trying to be. All right, we're about to inverse this 1 minute bullish gap here. That would be a really good candle here. This is clean PA, to be honest. Good confirmation entry. Yeah, this definitely will tighten up your risk. If I think if I was in this, I would be concerned to see price kind of come back up and violate. So based on this confirmation entry, it would make sense to go break even at this low here at 212. Right? Or equal lows that we. So what you could do, you know, is just move your stop or your break even or whatever to the entry of the confirmation setup, right? After we hit the low.
Yo, they have. Yo, can you hear me?
I got headphones off. What's going on?
Yo, they have proximity chat now in Fortnite.
Yeah. We're in
Dude,
this trade,
let's
by the way.
run that, bro. Want to run it later?
Yeah, we can.
So what do we do? Just go in game chat or what?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Dude,
only
that's
for
gonna be
VR
fun.
though. I think.
Oh, really? It's not for like reboot.
I don't think so. That would be funny, dude. Imagine like killing a kid and he comes back again. And you just kill him over.
I know. Dude, they gotta add it for reboot.
Yeah.
Why'd they add it all of a sudden?
I don't know. Dying game.
Yeah, true. Did they
But
like just add it?
I think I heard it came out yesterday or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm watching like Nick 830
Okay.
clips. Dude, that's fire. Did you
Yeah.
take anything yet?
Yeah, I'm in this trade right now.
What, the short?
Yep.
All right. Well, good luck. Peace.
Yep. So we left equal lows, I think. At that low. Maybe we swept it by a tick.
Wait, question. Did you take that 3 minute earlier?
Yeah.
Did you get stopped or no?
No, we had the inception gap.
Yeah, bro. Everyone's like, how did you not get stopped? I'm like, bro, that was like an ICT 2022 model too.
Yeah, we went over it.
But did you see my recording?
No, I didn't.
It's in trade recaps. I recorded the whole trade. I'm gonna
Oh,
like
I saw the clip. Yeah. The like the short form
yeah,
content of you entering the trade or whatever.
I'm gonna do that every single trade now after.
Good idea.
Now that I'm Florida, I'm on a high end PC, bro.
Okay.
Like it's like when I was at my parents' house, like I couldn't even share half my trades, bro, because I just my PC is shit. So, but we're back. It should do really well. My last dude, one of them got like over 30,000 views on YouTube, like just a short form one.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right, I'll see you later.
Hey man. Am I better than Dodgy in Fortnite? I have my moments. Well, Bert, you know how I am. You know, if we make equal lows there, I can't go to break. Still in this. Do I like that we missed the equal lows on the second stab? Not really. Do I think it makes sense based on time? Yes. Do I think that our draw is lower right now? Yes. So that's why I'm still like still holding out hope for this. It is choppy, absolutely. Manipulate and distribute incoming. I thought this was our manipulation. I thought we were catching the distribution, but we're taking our sweet time. Are we the liquidity now? We could be. Definitely could be. I don't like seeing price come up and seem like we're gonna violate this IFEG here. We should hold this. Because then we're starting to violate bearish PD arrays. We start to violate bearish PD arrays, that makes me think that order flows switch. We're gonna go back towards the highs. So far, so good. Looks like we might have came back up here to tap into the 15-minute. Makes sense to see price deliver. Yeah, yeah, no, that's a good point, Fahrenheit. Would any of you guys regret losing on this trade on eval? And if so, if you would regret it, regret taking this trade. Why? Okay, because you're already green. Fair enough. What's the equal highs and lows indicator called? Yeah, it's just equal highs and lows by out of options. Or how much do I risk on my MFFU evals? Usually like 300. I risk less than my other evals because there's a DLL. That Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to cut the trade here just because it's an eval trade, but if I was unfunded, I would want to cut it there. I would not want to see price violate that. And that, like, lightens up my risk a little. So instead of taking a full size risk, I would only take, like, a half size loss there. Sorry, not full size risk, but yeah. I guess a good reaction to this high here. That's what we would have wanted to see. I think we just made equal highs, though. Wait, I just took a payout 2 weeks ago from Apex. Funded fee is 140. You guys see that they're gonna have Discord, the CEOs of Discord, Reddit, Twitch, and Steam, all to testify in front of Congress about the quote unquote radicalization of online forum users. I'm gonna be honest, man. It just seems like a grab at information. Like they're just gonna try and come up with excuses about why they need to like surveillance websites. Well, this is bad. This is so choppy. Guess now we wait. Because of the price conditions, I'm gonna go stop to break even if we come down and we run. Also because we have the equal highs above. Next passing stream is probably the first Friday of the month next month. So like October 5th or October 3rd. What's a passing stream? It's just either on NFP or CPI. Dodgy will start the stream early, and they'll use the volatility of the news candle to pass account. For the passing strat, I not MFFU, not Top Step, not funding ticks. I don't know what other firms let you pass in one go. No, MFFU doesn't work anymore because they have consistency. They have 50. Stratify maybe, yeah. Yeah, for sure, Seb. It's like 140 Murmur. Trade boy, I'm in this short right now. Waiting for it to play out. Yeah, exactly, Josh. You could do that, but then that kind of defeats the whole purpose. Yeah, I'm in this on eval. Is Tardify good? I don't know. Has anybody ever used Tardify? Looks horrendous. Well, it used to look really good. Like this was the 2 minute, this was the 3 minute, or 3 minute, right? We were coming off of 50%. We had equal lows below. We had relative equal lows with lunch and PM. Like to me, it seemed like A plus, but it's just been chop ever since because we got out of the macro. You bet Tradify? I know you did. I know. I'm messing around. I think Tradify is fine. Yeah, the Jimmy show got canceled. The what's it called? The other dude, the late show, what's his name? Colbert. Colbert got canceled. Um they're coming after Reddit, Discord, like the online forums, dude. All right, so this there goes the equal highs. Um we have to see price just dump now. Otherwise this it's over. Please, NQ, please be kind. Oh no. That was not a bearish enough candle. It's over. See, because like, why would this candle do this? Am I trading next Monday? Probably not. I mean, I'll trade PM, of course, but probably not. Oh, I guess I'm still waiting. 5 30-second equal highs, 6. Dude, it's so cooked. It's never been more over. I mean, hopefully we leave them, and that gives us a nice target for the long. Um, yeah, you just don't trade Murmar. I'll probably trade it. I'll just be more cautious. I'm never not gonna trade a day in the market unless it's like a bank holiday or like the session before FOMC or like the session before NFP. Like these big heavy hitting news events, right? Like those are the days I'm not gonna trade. But like every other day I'm gonna trade, I'm just gonna be cautious. Like Monday I'll just be cautious. Does that make sense? Okay, Marmar. You're just trolling at this point. Would you trade tomorrow? Yeah. Be cautious. I'm not gonna trade PM tomorrow, but I'll trade AM. Guys, we've been in this trade for 30 minutes. I mean, we got our death candle finally, but I don't know. Will this be the one that runs it? Or will we go back for the equal highs again? We got the macro in 7 minutes here. Be perfect to see our reversal setup play out at as the macro starts. So I'd like to see price come and run the low the next 5 or so minutes, and then we get our reversal at like 248, 250, something like that. I like that. Guys, guess what? I was back in the green momentarily. Imagine we just generate LRLR here. Oh, we didn't take out the second pair of equal lows. Do I go to break even? Oh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Get the next 15-minute candle here in 30 seconds. Dude, I did not wait all that time just to get break even instant. This is going to work. Okay, we definitely hit the equal lows now. I think I have to go break even. This is going to suck if I just get instantly break even. Dude, please just keep dumping. Don't give me a hard time right now. I did not just sit in this trade for 30 minutes to get break even. No! No! It's gonna break even me, man. Oh god. Oh god. I got break even. Dude! Oh my god. Why? All that just to get break even. Okay, whatever. I'm not hitting the break even so far. Really an SMT. Not with lunch lows though, just the 156 low. Wow, this would actually be so good if we would have ran lunch lows. On either indice. Wow, what a break even. I mean, this is an A setup. Break even there. I think it would have been a break even trade. Murmur, the only dates that you shouldn't trade are the session before like big news events. The day of OPEX like is pretty bad, like quad witching specifically, just quad witching. Friday PM and like bank holidays. Like those are like the only days that like I really don't touch. Every other day I'm on. No news Mondays I'll be on. You know. You're not trading tomorrow? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, Thursday PM, Joshua, exactly. Is anybody in this long? Yeah, we had the SMT at 156 here, but we missed lunch lows. By the way, what a break even. Oh my goodness. Instantly stopped us out after the break even. Target here first. That's the target actually the next 50. Yeah, I would target here. Gap in the leg. EMI. Yeah, I would target there first for first TP if you're in this. Dude, that was so funny. Um, earlier, Vert, when you were like, "You're never getting the Wordle," and I get it on the next guess. Why would I? Why would I have not gotten that? Okay, so this would have been a break-even trade. I'm cool with that. For sure, for sure. I guess I got lucky with my guesses. All right, well, I'm waiting for this to kind of pick a direction. I'm gonna hop on this. Ooh, ooh. Could be like Posse, and that only wastes one gas. Yeah. Okay. Now it could be House, right? Do I want to guess that though? Is there anything else I could guess that would get rid of like a T or something like that? I mean, it could be Mouse. I think guessing the U there makes sense. But then you open yourself up to Mouse or Douse or could be Noise too. Dude, there's so many like I'm gonna guess how I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna guess Mouse. Okay. Wow, that's my best one ever. Mouse and three. Okay, so like now what? Is it just cooked now? Even if we take the 1 minute long here, it's a break even. Nah, Steve wasn't talking. You entered a 2-minute long in MNQ, but instead of MNQ, I entered MGC. Somehow the trade played out the same. That is thing. PG. I do have a whole video going over SMR. If you'd like to go check that out on my YouTube channel. Can I rate the long at 12.14? I think I said it was good. It was just a break-even trade, but I said it was good. Thanks, PG. Send link for my YouTube? Sure. Yeah. Purely off of stats, who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? Yeah, I'm gonna say something crazy, but I think Rodgers is probably better based off stats. If you base it off championships and on everything inclusive, sure. I think Rodgers is probably better, even like based off pure talent. I feel like Brady versus Rodgers is pretty similar to uh what's it called? Jordan versus LeBron. Like if you say Tom, I feel like you would also say Jordan. Who's better, LeBron or MJ? I think LeBron. And I think the proof is that if you look at how many teams LeBron has gone to, he's been a dominant force on every single team. If you look at MJ's performances without Scottie Pippen, he's just pedestrian compared to LeBron. How far out am I booking? Um, I'll book however far out as long as I have availability. By the way, the defense in the '90s is that's not even like. But okay. We gotta show these people the we're done with the '90s videos. Steve, that comment is funnier than you think it is. Kobe's better than LeBron? Okay, that's crazy. I mean, okay, here's the difference between the LeBron era and the Michael Jordan era. LeBron has kept up this insane level of longevity while the game of basketball has completely evolved from a domestic game where only the US really had, competitors, some people from Canada, whatever, to now it's an international game. We have people from all over the world playing this. And so the skill cap for the game has increased exponentially as a result. Yet LeBron has continued to remain dominant. That's why the US is actually facing competition on the world stage now in the Olympics. You go back to the '90s, you go back to the early 2000s, the NBA teams that were built then that went to play for Team USA were dominating every other country by like 50 points. Now it's actually a close game when you play France in the finals. I mean that just shows you that. I mean they weren't playing. You're absolutely right. They weren't playing the same game as MJ was, but I would say that it's even harder now. Germany is basketball world champion. I didn't know that. So we're finally heading back towards lunch lows. Oh. Uh oh. SMR short, true. I mean, should the USA be sponsoring a team? I mean, the reason why I guess that doesn't happen is because of money, right? I mean, the big guys would make way more money playing for like the Clippers than playing for the USA national team to go play in these like in the Euros or I mean, you can know MJ because of his shoe. That's fine. But that doesn't mean he's a better player. That would be like me arguing that, oh, more people know Ronaldo or whatever because, for whatever brand deals he's done, and for that reason I discredit Messi. Like we all agree that Messi's better than Ronaldo, right? How many of you guys are Ronaldo fans? About equal? Ugh. Luis Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho is better than Messi? Ronaldo is yeah, I don't even know who that. I don't know enough about soccer. I mean, football. Wait, that Brazilian Ronaldo guy only has 280? TJR, right? Oh, I think TJR probably does. But that's ChatGPT. Or Claude. Can't continue without. Can, right? Who is better? LeBron or Michael Jordan? I know it's gonna say it depends. Depends. Who else? Who else? What other AI can I use? I can't use ChatGPT because I have personal. Grok? Dude, I don't use Grok. Will Grok pull up Twitter? Or is this something else? Oh, okay, bet. Interesting. 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 So basically, consensus is if you care about dominance, so basically Jordan's legacy is built off of everyone else in the league being significantly worse than him. Whether that's significantly worse because the competition was worse or significantly worse because he was just that much better at the time, that's what's up for debate. I'm of the belief that because of the fact that the NBA wasn't as big globally, I feel like I'm going to lean more, like you said, Jay Hawk, into the Wilt Chamberlain argument, right? I feel like if you put LeBron in the same era as MJ, LeBron is going to be even more dominant. And if you put MJ in this era, he's not going to be as dominant as LeBron was. Definitely. I mean, in the, we have the longevity aspect too. I guess that's it. Okay. Who had more difficult competition? Hmm. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Nope. Yo, we cannot post that here. Sorry, Steve. Yo. Yo.
So I'm gonna sum it up for you guys since
Sorry, I
Homeboy
had to turn
deleted
on
it.
my. What's up? Sorry,
I'm
I
just
had
gonna
my.
sum it up. I'm gonna sum it up for everybody. Basically, what Charlie Kirk says, and I agree with it, and I've heard even other people say it. I don't know. I'm old school, so obviously I'm gonna go with MJ, right? I don't give two shits about LeBron. I don't even watch basketball. I think less people watch basketball today than they did in the 90s by far. Now globally it might be more popular, right? But it is watched way more in the 90s than it is now. So anyway, there's that. The ratings have fallen down so much. You can just look it up. Go get it. But anyways, basically what Charlie says is that it's easier to score points in today's basketball than it was in the 90s. That's basically all he says. So I think it is a little interesting. I like the debate about basketball, but what are you gonna do? MJ's the GOAT, always and forever. No one can deny that unless you're under 20 years old. All right, peace out.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, I guess we're finally making our move towards the intended target. We inversed. Oh no, we held it to the tick. That's it. This is it.
My brothers, we are in the midst of a civil war. The age-old debate of past versus present has reached critical mass, and sides have been taken. A revolution is taking place, and we're losing good men. Old school versus new school. Back in the day versus modern day. A story as old as time itself. I tried to ignore this bloodbath, but just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, it all got so much worse.
We done with the 90s.
Film of NBA games from the 80s and 90s coming to light, showing that the good old days were in fact not that good. This whole time, the punishing defense of legend was actually just a bunch of plumbers camping out in the paint looking for someone to hack. Shots clanking off the backboard, players running around aimlessly, wreaking havoc. And worst of all, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the supposed greatest basketball player of all time, didn't even have a left hand. What is going
Sorry, is that propaganda? Okay. Yeah, this one was two. What's it called? Like two teams that weren't like the bigger viewership. What's it called? What is the term they use? Anyway. Oof, 2020. Damn. Boom, 21 million. Yeah, it was definitely the heyday. RIP the NBA. Dude, what are we supposed to do in this? Yeah, Steve, I see your argument. I get it. My opinions of a player don't shift based on the NBA's ratings though at the time. Like I wouldn't say that Jokic isn't a god tier player because in 2020, one of his best seasons, um, they had low ratings. Like I still think Jokic could finish a top 5 player in his career, just how it's going right now. Dude, Jokic is going to be a future GOAT. He'll take the crown from LeBron. Jokic is so good for no reason. Actually, he probably doesn't have the passion to become a GOAT. Dude, why is football so much better than basketball? Like, what is the main difference? I mean, obviously, it's an opinion, but based off viewership, football clearly has more viewers. So why is it so much more popular in the U.S.? I think maybe it's because the endings in basketball kind of suck. Watching a big man run it down the field, that's the best thing you can see on a Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, we still have potential for a play. I'm just waiting for price to come down to lunch. Honestly, yeah, I really think that like part of the reason why NBA viewership sucks so much is because the games, the way they end is kind of terrible. Just like, free throws at the end of every game. For sure, ATX. Like you're telling me like Penei Sewell can't run just as fast as Austin Eckler? Dude, Austin Eckler is so slow. I don't even think he runs like a sub 4.640 anymore. Let's see. It's 2017 though. Yeah, we'll just never know. Yeah, no, there's still a potential setup here. If we soup lunch lows, get a nice long setup, I'll take it. I might need more structure here because there's not really a good gap for us to take. Yeah, probably PG. We ran lunch lows. We're setting up our SMT. We're really starting to like push past. Really hope that this would be it. Oh, perfect. Nice, good reaction there. 3 minute looks like it's going to be the gap here. If we just chop for a bit, close, and get the first, that would be ideal. Take that up to the next 3 minute gap in the leg there. Don't I want 50? Only if we close through the low. So if at 3:30 here we close through the low, I will probably be interested. Ooh, this 1 minute. Imagine. How do you know which time frame to use? Whichever one provides the most obvious gap for us to take. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be this 2 or 3 minute. I'm not sure yet. See you in about a minute. $30 looking like it wants more downside. See. It'll depend on how we close the 50-minute candle. Our target's mid, yeah. Like this high, PM high is probably not where we're going to see price go to. I'd probably expect 1-to-1 here. Okay. No close below lunch lows for the 15 and 5 minute here. Maybe what we'll see is a soup of this low we just put in, create a 30-second gap, and maybe we see like a resweep of this low and then move. I feel like there's no high probability long setup here because everything just runs into everything else. Target here isn't amazing. I like the SMT though. We just need to see a good momentum candle out. good reaction there. Got a minute 30 before the next 3-minute candle closes. What's the gap to take though? The 3-minute? 3-minute gap to the next 3-minute gap. If not, both of them. Both of them inversed. Depending on volatile we are with them. Then you look at something like that. Break even at this high here. If we just close here and get like we're able to long to the next gap, that would be good. And then yeah, the small 5-minute, I don't think I'm gonna care about too much here. Okay, because we're rejecting this as hard as we are, and it appears like we're going to make a new low here, I think I'm going to get married to 50. This would be good, though, to see for a long if we form this 30-second gap. Hopefully we don't come up and close it. Leave it. Now ignore that old long idea. Probably just focus on this. Only 3 points? Ugh, that sucks. Okay. Whenever I'm seeing price break structure to the downside, that's starting to make me believe that we're actually not here. So this would have to be where we would see our SMR. Problem is there's not really a spot for us to stoop. So this wouldn't be an SMR, this would just be CISD. Because price manipulates down, grabs this 3-minute unfilled inefficiency here. Still missed 50% though. Do I care? Do I care about 50% here, or is it okay to take the long because we have the SMT? I think it's just gonna depend on the moment back up. Got 10 seconds. This play is such good risk to reward. It might be worth just trying just for the risk to reward. Yeah, no. Not bullish. Not yet. Ooh. I mean, we have the momentum. If we're gonna get it set up today, this is gonna be the only opportunity, I think. Closes back. Maybe. Maybe it'll clean up in the last 10 seconds. Oh, horrible close. I just think this is not gay anymore. We're not really doing this to. We even have a good draw? No, we would just be targeting internal liquidity. We're gonna make that's a good point. We're gonna make a 15-minute here in about 7 minutes. So if we get a bounce from 50, this is what we could use. Take a long two. UNH looking a little rough. Probably just a pullback. I mean, this was a big move to happen for a short period of time. At this point, we need the SMR, right? For the most high probability setup, yeah, the 2-minute SMR here would be Well, actually, there's not even like a good SMR we could get here, to be honest. I think the day's probably just over unless we get like a good 350 play. We did just hit 50. No, just the core accounts. I believe what? We have a 30-second here? I just think these are low probability conditions now. Because price isn't responding in a way that would make me believe that we are wanting to put in a bullish reversal. The only way we'd get that is with good bullish momentum. Like, we can keep an eye, I guess, on this 3-minute here. That's about it. We can watch this 30-second. Did we inverse this upper one? No, we held it, of course. I don't even know if taking this one here is going to be any good without inverse the second one. We'll just keep an eye on 350. Yeah, exactly, lobster. Weaver, so for the core accounts that MFFU has, the new ones came out, they're offering $200 funded resets. So if you blow your funded, you can reset it for $200, and you don't have to go through the eval phase again. Yeah, payroll. That's just for the time being. You think it's? I think it's worth it. I think it's way better than what other firms have offered. Dev, I think it's just limited time though. I still think the starters are better. I don't know how long it'll be for. They extended it until the 3rd of October. No more S&T there at lunch lows. Got 20 seconds till 350. Was there anything that we could have done better today, guys? Or did Price just not allow us to take anything? There's a 30-second inverse here. It would have been a break even, I think. Momentum play here. Wait for the SMR, maybe? Actually, what am I saying? We can't get one. There's no soup. Inverse that second 30-second here. Close to the tick again. Did I enter this 30-second? No. Maybe I'll just long the 2022 here on eval or something if we get it. How many points of risk would that be? 17? I might just long here with a stop at the low. target like 730 or like the wick high there, 730. We never got the fill though. Yeah, no fill. There it is. I'm tapped in there with a stop at the low on eval. I go break even when we over these highs. Right, so I'm gonna go break even there. Take profit at 732. 75. I believe that's our 5-minute. That's an SMR. Yeah, on the 1 minute. It's like the worst SMR ever. Actually, no, it's not even an SMR because we don't have a sweep. We don't have a turtle soup here, right? If we came down and swept this low and gotten the turtle soup, then yeah. ES at it. Fair enough. Yeah, there was an SMR there and ES. Oh, because ES hit? And I get break even. I'm just waiting to see if price ends up hitting my target or not. Short to the 1 hour though, no. Okay, so I would have gotten break even regardless. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Pretty garbage day, but we tried our best. Alrighty, catch you next week.